Max and Min recently helped their pop in his office at his plastic widget factory. At the same time, he helped them learn some different ways to multiply and divide numbers. In videos 3.3.1, 4.3.1, and 4.3.2, the twins used multiplication tables and the 10 by 10 multiplication grid to multiply and divide one-digit numbers. That day in the factory office, their pop showed them how to multiply and divide 1, 2, 3, and 4-digit numbers. It is important to know how to multiply and divide without a calculator. Actually, we can often do the calculations quicker in our heads. In video 5.3.1, I showed you some different ways to multiply bigger numbers. Now, let's talk about dividing numbers. There are a few different ways you might see a division, like 23 divided by 4 written down. Using a division sign, 23 divided by 4. In fraction form, where the numerator, that is, the top number, is always being divided by the denominator, the bottom number. So, 23 over 4. And sometimes you might see the division written like this. The result of a division calculation is called the quotient. If a number divides exactly into another number, for example, 15 divided by 3 equals 5, the quotient will be a whole number. If the number does not divide exactly into the bigger number, for example, going back to 23 divided by 4, the quotient will have a remainder, which can be written as a fraction, so 5 3/4, or as a decimal, 5.75. Of course, we can use a calculator to do division calculations, but as with multiplication, it can be very handy to know how to divide without one, especially where you are dividing by a one-digit number. I'm going to show you two different methods for doing just that. The first method involves breaking the bigger number up into separate parts, then dividing each part. For example, 4,832 divided by 4 can be separated into 4,800 divided by 4 plus 32 divided by 4, which equals 1,200 plus 8, which equals 1,208. In this example, the quotient, 1,208, is a whole number because 4 divided exactly into 4,832. Another example of this division method, where the quotient will not be a whole number, is 2,450 divided by 4, which can be separated into 2,400 divided by 4 plus 50 divided by 4, which equals 600 plus 12.5, which equals 612.5 in fraction form, or 612.5 in decimal form. This method of dividing only works well if you can quickly see how the big number can be broken up to simplify the division for you. The second method of dividing that I will show you now works every time once you learn the simple steps. So if you only want to learn one method, this is the one you should learn. Let's use the example of 7,956 divided by 3. You start by writing the division like this, leaving a little space between the digits. Then you divide the 3 into each of the digits of the big number, going from left to right. So the first digit we will be dividing the 3 into is the 7, and so on. 3 goes into 7 2 times, and there will be 1 left over, since 7 equals 2 lots of 3 plus 1. The 2 is written on top of the line above the 7, and the leftover 1 is put in front of the 9 to make it 19. So then next we divide 3 into 19, not just 9. 3 into 19 goes 6 times and 1 left over. The 6 is put above the line, above the 19, and the leftover 1 is put in front of the 5 to make it 15. So then next we divide 3 into 15, not just 5. 3 into 15 goes exactly 5 times, so the 5 goes above the line, above the 15. Finally, 3 divides into 6 exactly 2 times, so 2 is written above the line, right above the 6. So the solution to 7,956 divided by 3 is 2,652. Note that in this case the quotient is a whole number. Let's do one more example, this time 2,719 divided by 5. We start by writing the division like this, same as before, and we will use the same method, dividing the 5 into each of the digits of the big number, starting from left to right. This example is a little different because 5 will not actually divide into 2 because 2 is smaller than 5. So what we do is we include the next digit and divide 5 into 27. Not 2, not 7, but 27. 5 divided into 27 will give us 5, and there will be 2 left over, since 27 equals 5 lots of 5 plus 2. So we write the 5 above the line, right above the 7, and the leftover 2 is put in front of the 1 to make it 21. So then next we divide 5 into 21, not just 1. 5 into 21 goes 4 times and 1 left over. We write the 4 above the line, right above the 21, and the leftover 1 is put in front of the 9 to make it 19. Finally, we divide 5 into 19, not just 9, and get 3 plus 4 left over. The 3 is written above the line, right above the 19. Since we are dividing by 5, the leftover 4 is 4 out of 5. That is 4/5. For this example then, the quotient is a mixed number, that is 543 and 4/5. Or we could write it as a decimal, 543.8. Note that If there is a remainder in the quotient, the remainder will always be a smaller number than the number you are dividing by. Otherwise, you would be able to divide further into the remainder. Practice dividing big numbers by a one-digit number, just like our pop showed us, and use a calculator to check your answers to make sure you are doing them correctly. Now you can watch this video again, or try the quiz and look at the chart that comes with this video.